Howdy, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls. Welcome back to the channel, $3 Theater. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo, and tonight, oh man, tonight I'm not happy with the news we're going to be talking about tonight because right now, Warner Brothers, in a move that makes absolute sense, by the way, I just want to be abundantly clear. This move makes absolute sense. All the sense in the world has now decided to move pretty much all of their films back by a significant amount. And this is just something that came off of the Dune delay from earlier today when we got confirmation through Variety and through Collider and a number of other sources that they were going to be pushing Dune back an entire year. Well, at least from right now, December 2020 to October 2021. That would be corresponding, be conflicting with the Batman. So, of course, what was going to happen to the Batman? Well, bad news, friends. Bad news, kiddos. Bad news, Arkham nut jobs. We have to wait a little longer to get that. But it's not just that. Shazam 2 has been moved. The Flash has been moved. And Black Adam has been, completely removed. Not even moved, removed, which further exemplifies my point about The Rock not actually being a movie star. Because if he was as important as people are making him out to be, that movie would not be touched. But of course, we can talk about that as we get into it. I wanted to give people a minute or two to get on in here just because this is some breaking news, some last minute breaking news. Let's jump on in here. Batman, Superman, crying emojis makes a lot of sense. Garrick here saying the highest grossing film of 2020 so far is The 800, a Chinese movie. Yeah, well, there's, 1.4 billion Chinese people, 350 million Americans. So, that doesn't really surprise me. JB asks, is the Batman delayed? I guess we shouldn't be surprised anymore. It is. The real question is when will it be released? Well, we have a date on that one, but at this point, I wouldn't hold your breath. All right. Who will bail out the movie theater industry if things get really bad? Well, the studios are the federal government. Well, what we're going to see here is first, it's going to be a two-prong system. The two-prong system is going to be the studios and filmmakers are going to pressure the government to come on in and bail it out, right? They're going to pressure the government to come on in and help out AMC and help out Regal. And then if that fails, and it probably will, then the studios are going to have no choice but to start putting their money where their mouth is and probably picking up a few of these locations themselves, if not becoming outright shareholders in these studios or in these theater companies. And now, remember, there was that rollback a while back that now allows for movie production companies and studios to be able to purchase theaters, as evidenced by by Netflix buying, I forget which theater they bought, but they bought a small theater. So it's one of those things where that might be where it goes. But okay, it's a lot going on. Andrew Casali says we're doomed. We are. We're totally doomed. I'll say this and then we'll go from here. With all these superhero movie delays, comic book cast number 2 will have to scrape the bottom of the barrel for content. Well, that's not going to be hard because Armin's absolutely going to go to We Got This Covered. Anyway, let's take a look here at the bad news of the hour. So this is coming in from Fandom on Twitter. Warner Brothers shifts DC movie release dates. The Batman, March 4th, 2022. The Flash, November 4th. So a solid 8 months later, 2022. Shazam 2, June 2nd, 2023. And Black Adam has, in fact, been completely removed from schedule. And again, the Black Adam thing is probably the biggest one here, because that's something they're banking on. If that was something that they were insanely, worried about getting out there, they'd get it out there fast. But apparently, I think the Flash is like what's going to be the key point. So we're probably going to get to see a fair amount coming in through HBO Max in the meantime. But that is a year and a half until we get to see the Batman. That's insane. That's insane to me. And that right there is the one that I actually care about the most, to be honest with you, is the Batman. The Flash, you know what? I'm cool with. I mean, we can wait, 2 years. It's going to go by quick. I have children. My God, the days go by quick. Shazam, I would love to see that next year, because next would be 2 years. But I've noticed Aquaman 2 is not on this list, right? Aquaman 2 is absolutely still here and still on track for its release. And then Wonder Woman 84 has not been officially moved just yet. But let's be fair, that's probably going to happen. That we're going to end up seeing that end up being moved. Perry Meta here says that from October to March is not too bad. No, that's true. That is absolutely true. That's not too bad. There we go on that one right there. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's not great either. Garrick here, the Flash prediction. Barry goes back in time to warn about COVID. Yeah, I agree. That'd be a good movie. Andrew here says, I'm sad but not furious. When I told my mom, she said, it's fine. Just going to take a few years to get movies out. Yeah, and that's mom always with the good commentary right there. Mom's always making it better, right? Like, Mom, I'm so upset these movies aren't coming. I mean, and that's a valid thing to be upset over. That's the first voice that came to mind. I was trying to do a Cartman, but it turned into like a fry cook from The Simpsons. And then mom's like, okay, dearie. Well, movies will return, but your grandfather won't because he died from COVID. You know, so there's the reassuring aspect of it there where entertainment will one day find a way, whereas human life is snuffed out by a virus. Sorry, I'm a little bit bitter over that still. Anyway, yeah, I'm this is where we are. This is what's happening. This is kind of crazy. Let's see. Geeks Cosmics here says, are kids going to be grown more in Shazam? Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're going to be grown. They're going to absolutely be grown. Fourth here says, the only reason why I want theaters to survive is it frees up space for indie film to survive on streaming. I don't want streaming to be dominated by big studios. Well, again, when it comes to streaming, even with indie films, you have to have a scenario in place where you are going to have marketing. And I talked about this earlier today when I was streaming about Dune getting delayed. These streaming sites have got to start working with influencers to be able to put the word out to a more concentrated audience. It will save them money and it'll have a greater freaking impact. Not everything is going to have a massive following coming off of some other platform, but I understand your point now. How bad are independent theaters doing right now? Well, a lot of them aren't doing very good, Garrick. I'll tell you that one. My favorite independent theater in San Diego, they closed down. They were a single screen in kind of an artsy part of town. They would do like Big Lebowski. They would do The Room. Back in 2009 on Valentine's Day, my girlfriend, myself, and a few friends of ours went to go see a 3D porno from the 1970s that they played there. Yes, it was using the red and blue glasses, and yes, it was as terrible as you might think. And that ended up going away. That they shut that place down, and that's a tragedy. That's a travesty, in my opinion, because I loved that place. I loved going there. I saw Fido there. I saw Night Watch there. And if you haven't seen Fido's an excellent zombie comedy from 2007. And it's just like independent theaters are going to get hit, dude. Like they're going to get hit hard. And that's unfortunate because like it's always been a goal of mine, a dream of mine to own a theater, you know, to own like a single screen theater somewhere. Like, you know, when I'm done doing YouTube and if I somehow found a way to turn this into something more profitable that doesn't involve me lying to you, like let's say I'm Doomcock or something, then I can, you know, maybe parlay that into buying a small little single screen theater and living out my days as being the kooky old guy who presses play on the old digital projector. Although by then we're probably going to be just outright beaming movies into people's retina. But I still want that stuff to live too. So there's all that. All right. Let's see here. The DC channel stuff finally going to be included in HBO Max. Yes, Alex, it is. It absolutely is. Could they start building tons of drive-ins? Well, McClunky, no, they couldn't. And that has everything to do with real estate. Real estate is the key factor in a drive-in. Now, there was a thing that Walmart was talking about over the summer where they were going to convert a few Walmarts into drive-ins. And I don't know if it worked at all. And I used to work at a drive-in. I spent 10 years working at a drive-in. So it's like I can speak on some authority to that world. And it really is the real estate. You got to be able to put the cars in there. So if companies wanted to turn their parking lots into drive-ins, they could probably make some money. And right now, man, now is the time. You know, now is the time to do it. There's actually a drive-in about 15 minutes away from my house I went to last month, and I saw Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. They did a double feature. And right now, that same theater is showing Tenet and Bill and Ted. And I think it's like $5 a carload to go in there. So I'm thinking about going in there to watch Tenet and Bill and Ted. Because why not? I'd go see it by myself, but why not? You know, that could be interesting. But anyway, no, I wish they'd be able to do more drive-ins. Let's see. Sir Nerdalot here says locally ran theaters closed 3 locations, only kept location with IMAX. Yeah, because they're hoping that IMAX is going to be able to pull people in. They're really hoping that. Let's see. Day of the Dead or Land of the Dead? Day of the Dead is better. I do like Land of the Dead, but Day of the Dead is absolutely better. You got Bub in Day of the Dead, man. Come on. What did Land of the Dead give us? Dennis Hopper and John Lane. Okay, I mean, there were some good moments in Land of the Dead. JB says drive-ins could be the future. How ironic. Yeah, right. It's great. Let's see. Garrick asks, how many Kathleen Kennedy videos has Mike Zero made at this point? I have no idea. G.I. Joe, Bremerton or Shelton? It was Shelton. I saw Evil Dead and Army of Darkness in Shelton. They're still open. I drove past them just yesterday. So you can go to Shelton. I think it's like $5 to get in. It's good stuff. I don't know. Maybe if there was enough local Washington people that were out here, I could maybe schedule some kind of like meetup or whatever, like masks in a movie. Come to the Shelton Drive-In. We're going to be watching Tenet, motherfuckers. It'll be a good time. I'd be okay with that one. Do I think that Campia likes the smell of his own farts? Yes. The one I worked at was the Santee Drive-In in Santee, California. It's East County, San Diego. It's only one of 2 drive-ins left open in San Diego. Geeks Cosmic here says, I hope theaters be open soon and safe to go. I love the drive-in, but the nearest one is 20 minutes. Yeah, man. The drive-in for me in San Diego is 5 minutes from my house. So I would just go down there on my days, like when I was younger, and go see movies. Like I remember going in the summer of 2000 and seeing Gladiator and X-Men, you know, in theater, like back to back in a combo. That was great. And then I got a job there, and I was just there for a very, 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 very long time. But it's like my home away from home. So I love it, you know. And that was a friend of mine who died from COVID a few months ago. He actually worked there. And so they're still reeling from that too. I still talk to them and they're still upset that he's gone. So yeah, but the drive-in's dope. Are we ever going to get back to normal? Yeah, Andrew, we are, man. We are going to get back to normal one day. We'll get back to normal here. I don't know when it's going to happen. I can't tell you how it's going to happen. I can't tell you any specifics of it. I just know that we are one day going to get back to normal. It's just going to take some time. This upended everything. We weren't prepared for this, you know, and this isn't like even necessarily a policy issue with the current administration, my criticisms notwithstanding, but we just weren't ready as a society. And by that, I mean, as a global society, we weren't prepared for this. You know, pandemics have broken out in China before. They've broken out in a lot of other places before, never in the US like this. And since we're kind of the center of the world in a number of different ways, especially when it comes to entertainment, we were not prepared. You know, like what, 30 years from now, there's going to be a fucking COVID movie. That's just going to be about how the studios handled how they handled this whole thing. And it's going to be over dramatized with somebody, you know, like they're going to, I don't know, hell, maybe Harvey Weinstein will write it as a biopic and he'll come out of jail and he'll be like, I broke out to save Hollywood. You know, that kind of revisionist history nonsense. But you know, there's going to be some movie that's going to be so over the top done and they're going to be relying on loose facts and some anecdotal stories of these studio heads that are, you know, valiantly standing up to an invisible disease while at the same time in reality, they're just like running around like chickens with their heads cut off because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's real. They don't know what to do. And they're all trying to save their own jobs. That's the reality, but that's not going to be the Hollywood version. Oh, no. It's not going to be that one bit. COVID is not like okay. I'm just going to say this and we're going to move on. I'm just going to say this a little bit and we're going to move on. The flu on average kills 60,000 people a year. That is true. The flu on average kills 60,000 people a year. We are closing in on nearly 4 times that number in less than 6 months. I'm not going to say it. I'm gonna be nice. Do the math. Look at the death toll. Look at the time. And realize that this is not like flu. Let's move on. Let's see here. Underhaven says there's actually a lot of precautions against this type of thing that Trump just completely neglected. People have researched pandemics for years. Yeah, but dude, okay, listen, I completely agree with you, but let's be fair here, right? There's a difference between practice and theory. You can run drills all day long to be ready for something, but when it happens, humanity kicks in and we're a bunch of idiots. Have I liked any of the Netflix Adam Sandler comedy movies? Wait, I haven't even seen any of out of those movies yet. I haven't seen any of them. I thought I did. I was like, no, I saw that. No, I didn't. I haven't seen one of them. But I am going to watch Hubie Halloween tomorrow. I'm going to check out Hubie Halloween midnight, maybe if I'm awake. I'm an old man now. I'm drinking a coffee right now, which is terrible for me because it's 8 o'clock and I got to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And this thing's going to keep me wired for a while. But you know what? Fudge it. All right. There will be a COVID movie from the people who made 2012. Yeah. But you're telling me you don't want to watch Roland Emmerich destroy the world? Come on, man. Come on, dude. We all know that. COVID will have to kill the Black Death before some people take it seriously. We'll have to kill like the Black Death. Yeah, I know. Let's see here. COVID is like herpes. I think that's kind of maybe a fairish assessment. Okay. You don't mess with the Zohan or grown-ups. Oh, dude, come on. The obvious answer is you don't mess with the Zohan. That movie is funnier than hell. Grown-ups is funny, but in a totally different way. Zohan is great. So let's see. McClucky says here, my heart still aches that Dark Crystal Age of Resistance did not get a second season. Yeah, you can blame Netflix for that. But I mean, look, Netflix canceled Glow today too. So they're going to be canceling a lot because they got to start trying to they're going to start trying to save money. That's what it is. That's what it is. They're going to try to save money. It's not that people are canceling their subscriptions, but they're worried that they are. They're worried that a terrible economy that we already have, a global depression, perhaps, or at least a global recession, is going to end up, what are people going to do? They're always going to justify entertainment. But eventually that $16 a month for Netflix is going to end up being, well, it's $16 for Netflix, or that's about 160 packets of ramen, which can last me a while. I mean, it is what it is, dude. It's not like I'll cut Hulu and I'll cut Disney Plus before I drop Netflix. Let's see here. What's going on, man? How you doing? You're a YouTuber. That's awesome. Why don't people like movie critics? Because critics are generally seen to have their head up their sphincter. I mean, I'm an egotistical person, I'll fully admit, but I'm at least approachable. Any news about Spider-Man? Haven't been in the loop. Right now, there are not any there's not any news about Spider-Man that's outside of Electro, which has been reported by Variety and Jamie Foxx basically confirmed. We don't quite know exactly what's going to be happening with it, but the image that he showed on his Instagram was like the 3 Peter Parkers. So it really does showcase that maybe Sony's leaning into the multiverse, and that ought to be interesting. If The Rock isn't a movie star, what is he? He's a highly paid actor. There we go. Geeks here says, you know what I just realized? Daredevil rights be back to Marvel in November. Yeah, man. Yep. Right now, actually, I believe Luke Cage and Iron Fist rights are back at Marvel. There has been no article written about that. There has been no headline written about that. But yeah, because Iron Fist Season 2 dropped, I want to say in September or maybe early October 2018, whereas Luke Cage Season 2 was mid-2018. And that was awesome. I would love to see Luke Cage come back. Give me more, Bushmaster. He was awesome. Stokes. I really enjoyed him as a bad guy. He was good. And then I did like Iron Fist season 2 better than season 1. But as for Jessica Jones, that won't go in, and the Punisher won't go back to Marvel until next year. Punisher earlier, obviously, than Jessica Jones. Look here, green light John Bernthal back as Punisher right away. Put that show on FX. Like, my God, like, or do Daredevil and the Punisher and give them a show and put it on FX, and I just will cream. I'm not even being funny on that one. That's not even a joke. You'll literally just, like, you'll hear me just orgasm. Like, it'll be a permanent orgasm. I made that joke earlier today too, but I'm going to stand by that for this as well. So there's that. All right. Let's see here. The Boys or Netflix's Daredevil. See, man, I love The Boys. But I got to go Daredevil, man. I got to go Daredevil because season 2 of Daredevil had the Punisher. And the thing is, like I love The Boys. I love The Boys. It's so good. But just Daredevil is like, I would campaign for Daredevil like I did for the Snyder Cut, but I felt like the Snyder Cut had a better shot at getting made or getting re-released. Let's see. You like Iron Fist season 2. You enjoyed Jessica Jones, but her last season wasn't great. I didn't finish her last season of Jessica Jones. I didn't. I don't even really remember how far I only got like a couple episodes in. It just didn't grip me. Season 1 was great. I enjoyed season 2 well enough. Wait, season 2 was with her mom, right? That was the season 2 one. What was season 3? I don't even know what happened in season 3. All right. Let's see. Mystery Men walked so the boys could run. That's a fair assessment right there, man. I do love Mystery Men. That movie is over 20 years old and like doesn't get anywhere near as much love as it should. That movie was an excellent satire. That movie was amazing. It still holds up 20 years later. So I would love to see, and I don't know if I want to see a sequel to that, or I would rather see, like it just re-released and see what happens. I think that'd be pretty cool just to see. I want to know like what a younger generation would think of that movie. They probably think it's pretty terrible. Like, oh my God, what is this? Why is Ben Stiller like making jokes about his pants getting tighter? Oh my God, is that Michael Bay as a frat guy? Wait, that's Pee Wee Herman. Didn't he beat it in like a movie theater? Who else is in that movie? Oh my God, is that a Dane Cook cameo? Wasn't he like the Waffle Man? Is Dane Cook his cameo appearance in that movie? There was so much. Hank Azaria, William H. Macy, just Janine Garofalo. My God. But hey, Eddie Izzard was in it, which is fantastic for me, and he was a bad guy. Jeffrey Rush that movie is well before its time, in my opinion. That movie is well before its time. Did I like Defenders? I did actually really like Defenders. I did, yeah. I really liked it. Let's see here. You've never seen V for Vendetta, but the 4K is coming out in November. Dude, what? It's like the 14th anniversary of, well, that was actually April. But like, oh my God, it came out in 2006. How have you not seen V for Vendetta? And yeah, the 4K will be brilliant. I got to pick that one up. I also got to get, what's it called? 300. I got to pick that one up too. What's my favorite World War II film? Probably The Great Escape. I still love that movie. Every once in a while, I just catch myself humming the theme song, I can't do it because my mouth's kind of dry. But that's it, man. The theme song's great. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Paul Rubens, William H. Macy, Hank Azaria, Jeffrey Rush. Yeah, great film. Have I ever seen Mystery Team? I have, actually, Sir Nerd a Lot. And here's the thing. I saw it in theaters. This is a true story. So back in 2008, in the fall of 2008 is when the trailer dropped for Mystery Team. And my friend and I really, really, really wanted to see it. And we kind of forgot about it because it never came out. Well, the first week we moved to LA, we were both unemployed and we were just kind of looking for something to do around town. And we got to talking about movies and he was like, hey, maybe did that Mystery Team movie ever come out? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we can like download it or something. and watch it tonight over dinner. And then I Googled it, and it was actually playing on Sunset Boulevard at a theater on Sunset. And it was playing that day. And we're like, holy shit. So we went out, we bought tickets, and we went and saw it that night. We saw the Mystery Team that evening at the 7:00 show. Had we gone to the 10:00 show, Donald Glover himself was there after he wrapped up filming on Community, and he came by to do a Q&A. I enjoyed Mystery Team for what it was. I thought it was a funny take on the Hardy Boys, but it never really went anywhere, unfortunately. But Donald Glover kind of left Derek Comedy after that. He blew up and went over to Community and then doing his thing now. And then, of course, Bobby Monahan is like the other person at a Derek Comedy that blew up. The other guys, not so much, unfortunately. Commandant, $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. I think superhero films are losing steam. Yeah, right now kind of feels like that, doesn't it? Because they're not out in theaters. They're just not out. They're not out there. They're not available. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But I don't think they're necessarily losing steam. I think once we get back in the swing of things, like they're going to pick up. Let's see here. Dump DC Universe and go to HBO Max. Yeah, that is unless you want to read the comics. That's the best way to do it. Favorite zombie movie, least favorite zombie movie. Favorite zombie movie is Romero's Dawn of the Dead. I adore that movie. Least favorite zombie film is Uwe Boll's House of the Dead. I mean, it's pretty bad. I saw that movie in theaters over seeing Kill Bill. I mean, I saw Kill Bill later on that night because we had it at the drive-in. But, yeah. House of the Dead was pretty bad. It's pretty terrible. Did I ever see Red Heat? Hell yeah, dude. Belushi and Schwarzenegger, man. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Hey, buddy, promote my channel. I don't know who you are. How can I promote you if I don't know who you are? Also, pay me money? I guess. No, I'm kidding. Conan the Barbarian or Conan the Destroyer? I mean, honest to God, dude, I've seen neither. The only Conan, I swear to God, I've seen Red Sonja a bunch. I own Red Sonja on DVD. I've never seen the Conan movies. But isn't Barbarian rated R with James Earl Jones? That would be the one I would pick. The PG-rated Conan the Destroyer is one of those things where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? What is this nonsense? Let's see, Elektra or Batman and Robin or Catwoman? Why are you giving me three? The answer to that is Batman and Robin. Elektra and Catwoman both make me want to just puke. But I would watch Batman and Robin again. If anything, just for like that, oh my God, nostalgia. Let's see, Red Heat, go watch Red Scorpion afterward. Isn't it Red? That's a Dolph Lundgren movie, isn't it? I'm like pretty sure that's a Dolph Lundgren movie. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever seen this. I've just seen like the box art of it at the store. That's what I miss about going to like Blockbuster or like any video store, is just walking and looking at the cover art and going like, that looks interesting. Clearly this is a truthful representation of what this movie's going to be. Shaun of the Dead or Zombieland? Dude, Shaun of the Dead. I love Zombieland, but Shaun of the Dead is a classic. Will DC animated movies be on HBO Max? They fucking should. They should. Batman 89 or Batman Begins? Batman Begins. I love Batman 89, dude. And I have my criticisms of that movie. But it's still a classic. It's still epic. It's still well loved. But for me, Batman Begins, I think, was just like, it blew me away. Batman Begins blew me away. And I just, ever since film school, I've had trouble going back and watching 89 again, because it was like Burton's second or third movie, and you could tell he was still getting his feet wet. And so there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of what feels like rookie mistakes in that movie, but at the same time, they shot the movie over the span of a couple months in early 89, and it hit theaters a few months later. So there wasn't reshoots on that movie. There was literally, it was a rushed production. If you look at the production dates, it was an absolute rush production. So now that I know that information, I'm a little bit more lenient on it, but Batman Begins is still the shit. Hey dude, you're my all-time favorite movie. Yeah, I think you're full of shit, but thank you though. My criticisms of 89 Batman have a lot to do with, there's a lot of useless shots in the movie, a lot of really weird edits. Like, it's stuff that a first-time filmmaker would do, not a third-time filmmaker working on a studio property. But like I said, you could tell that they were rushed in their production and they were rushed in their post-production, and people will overlook the flaws for what's there that is genuinely great, which there's a lot there that they're way more there than bad, 100%. Better Van Damme movie, Double Impact or Sudden Death? Double Impact is clearly the better one because you get dual Van Damme, but Sudden Death was awesome. And Netflix right now has got, I think it's like Welcome to Sudden Death, which is like a Michael Jai White fucking, either it's a sequel or it's a straight remake, but it was number 5 on Netflix's popular films today. I thought about watching it and reviewing it because I honestly, at this point, I just got to watch what's up popular on Netflix and review them because there's fucking nothing else going on, you guys. There's nothing else happening. It's all just what the fuck. Anyway, but I do love Jean-Claude Van Damme. Let's see here. Shaun of the Dead has some great extras. Fried Gold. I'll have to check that one out. Have I ever seen the Death Race 2000 original? Yeah. Billy, was it like Robert Carradine? It was one of the Carradines. I want to say Robert or David. Maybe was it David Carradine? Yeah, Robert was Louis Skolnick, right? From Revenge of the Nerds. And then Stallone. Yeah, that movie was so corny. But honestly, it was still better than the Jason Statham remake that came out a number of years ago. Let's see here. Oh, hey, what's going on, Ivy? How you doing? It seems like all 2020 is delayed by 12 to 24 months. It totally is. It totally is. Maybe now I can get my movie popular. I have time to put my movie out there. Have you guys ever seen my movie? You should. It's terrible. All right. Let's see. Okay. Welcome to Sudden Death was horrible. Well, I mean, Fourth, you kind of hate a lot of stuff though. So I have to check that one out. Am I a big Batman fan? Yes, I am. If so, are you disappointed why did they do it? They could have had it in 2021. They're worried, man. Look, Tenet was a canary in the coal mine, 100%. Tenet was a movie that was supposed to do $800 million to $1 billion. You know what I mean? And it did not do anywhere near that. They shouldn't have released it. It was stupid to release. And Nolan pushed it. And Nolan's going to pay the price for that. So, and now they're scared. They're just going to push everything back. Let's see here. Have I watched I'm Thinking of Ending Things? I haven't yet. I haven't watched that one yet. Do I prefer Van Damme or Seagal? Oh, that's a tough question. Because I mean, it's like, dude, you've got so many good Van Damme movies like Universal Soldier and Time Cop, and Hard Target is fucking amazing. I keep hearing about this unrated director's cut that apparently is like super badass that I got to find somehow and check out. And then like, what's it like Lionheart? I think he was also in, was it called like Locked Up or something? I forget which one it was. There's a bunch of them, Double Impact, Double Team. We don't really talk about that one so much. Street Fighter is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, fuck you. It's amazing. For all the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. It's amazing for all the right reasons. I love that movie. But with Seagal, you're talking about like Above the Law, Out for Justice, Marked for Death, Hard to Kill, Under Siege 2, which was a thing. What was the one he was in? It was, Out for Justice, I think, was the, Hard to Kill. No, wait, which one was the Jamaicans? Was that Hard to Kill or is that Marked for Death? I forget. I know, I think it was Hard to Kill was the Jamaican. No, that was Marked for Death, I think. I forget. There's so many of those movies from back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many movies. Just so many Seagal films to go through. I love Exit Wounds. Exit Wounds is like probably one of my favorite Seagal films. The Glimmer Man with Keenen Ivory Wayans sucked. Executive Decision, where like he died in 5 minutes, was kind of lame, but still a good movie because who doesn't love Kurt Russell? And what was the one where he was like working with the oil company, or like there was the oil one, the Alaska one. I want to say that was Out for Justice. Was that one? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Marked. Okay, that was the Jamaican one was Marked for Death. Thank you very much. Thoughts on the temporary closures in the UK for theaters? Dude, Bread Pit, man, everywhere. I think it sucks everywhere, 100%. Let's see here. Worst part of the RoboCop remake that we never got a sequel. The RoboCop remake is better than it has any reason to be. I am surprised that that movie was as good as it was. And yes, it was good. It was still like, it was actually good. And I think Joel Kinnaman got robbed. On Deadly Ground. Thank you. It was On Deadly Ground. That's the one where he uses a 2-liter soda bottle as a one-shot silencer, right? And like, that was it. They take like a pipe cutter to this dude's hands and stuff like that, and they beat his friend and like they torture him and they cut off his thumbs and shit. That was a fucked up movie, dude. But I loved it. I had it on VHS. I got that one way back in the day when they had like public, what was it, Columbia House movies, you know? And it was all like, send in this, you can get 10 movies for 1 cent a movie. And then after that, it's going to be a monthly subscription fee. And I'm like, all right. And I did it. And I did. I was going to pay for it too. And I got they sent me 9 movies. They didn't send me 10 movies. They sent me 9 movies. And they forgot the Langoliers because I wanted that mini series because, you know, Bronson Pinchot and shit. And then I wrote them back and I'm all like, you didn't give me the Langoliers. I ain't paying you nothing. And seriously, I was expecting them to send me the Langoliers and then I would be roped into paying money for these movies. And they're like, oh, they never sent me anything back. So I got 9 movies for absolutely free. One of them was On Deadly Ground. Best Kurt Russell underrated action film. Kurt Russell underrated action film. I mean, like, a lot of his movies are not underrated. You know, obviously Escape from New York, The Thing, Tango and Cash. You know, I mean, we're talking action movies. Maybe like Breakdown was actually really good. That was the one where he breaks down and a truck driver played by J.T. Walsh, who apparently died not long after filming it, kidnapped his wife. And then like they make him go and do stuff. I forget what it was, but it was a good movie. And that was a good one. I think it was like in 97 or something like that. There's also Captain Ron, which is a comedy, and it was a good comedy. It was Kurt Russell and Martin Short. If you've never seen that, you're really missing out. Hell, any Martin Short movie, really. So, you know, there's a lot of good stuff with that, but Kurt Russell I love quite a bit. Let's see here. Under Siege 2 is a guilty pleasure. Yeah, absolutely, Eric. It's 100% a guilty pleasure movie. I still every once in a while quote that film. You know, where the guy says that assumptions are the mother of all fuck ups, right? Because it wasn't that whole line of like, you know, when you assume you make an ass out of you and me. He's just like that line of assumptions are the mother of all fuck ups, and I thought that was a great line, and I still use it occasionally, but like no one knows where it's from. But the fact that it was like Die Hard on a train, you know, and Under Siege was Die Hard on a Navy ship, and then this one was Die Hard on a train. And it worked. It's a guilty pleasure movie. Isn't Morris Chestnut? Is he like the sidekick in that film? Was it Morris Chestnut in that one? You know, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought those were a lot of fun. RoboCop remake was a turd. You are wrong. Seagal himself directed On Deadly Ground. Wow. Fire Down Below or The Glimmer Man. Oh, you fucking motherfucker. I'm going to go Fire Down Below. If anything, just because I've always thought Susie Amos was hot. Just going to say it, man. I ain't going to even lie on that. I have a thing for fiery redheads. The Glimmer Man was like, it was so dumb though. Keenan Ivory, like just, you know, like it was, I like Keenan and Seagal in a movie together. It was a weird movie, but Fire Down Below I thought was pretty fun. Let's see here. Anybody watching The Boys season 2? The writing is better than the first season, but it seems that people don't like it. People don't like The Boys season 2 because it's actually politically and socially relevant. And it was written to be both of those things. And they don't like it because it's a mirror being held up back to their idiotic dipshit ideologies. And then they get mad because they don't understand it. You know, like children. It's a good show. Let's see. Your favorite Kurt Russell movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay. Let's see. Your favorite Seagal is by far the bar scene in that one film. Are you talking about Out for Justice, where he uses the is that the one where he like uses the butcher knife on a guy in the bar scene? Or are you just like literally any Seagal film where he walks into a bar? Favorite character in Harley Quinn? Bane. Just when in season 1, when Bane was all like, he brings on Dr. Psycho and Clayface and King Shark, and he's like, "You are my henchmen. Tonight we will make the streets run red with razzmatazz." Just, it was so, damn you, Todd. I love it. I love Bane in that show, dude. He's so funny. He is so funny. Let's see here. Best Wayans Brothers movie. Ooh, that's a toughie. Because you have really good ones in there. I mean, obviously everyone's going to be talking about Scary Movie or Scary Movie 2, and that's clearly a good one. I personally think that Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood is by far his most like salient satire. I've always enjoyed that movie. It's just, like there's that line where like they have sex and Dashiki's like, I'm pregnant. How do you know we just had sex? How do you know? I have 6 kids. I know when I'm pregnant. Or like, and they're having this erotic sex scene. She pulls out a block of government cheese and she holds a lighter over it and starts melting the cheese on his chest. Like, what the hell? Or like Marlon Wayans as Loke Dog. Yo, don't see. Do I wear my? Was it? Do I do my? Was it my Glock with my high tops or my Tech 9 with my low tops? Oh well, I'll just wear these then. And it's like the bunny slippers, or like when they go and they find the guy at the mail truck and he opens up the back and it's got the rocket. It's all like CCCP. It's like a Russian missile and shit. Or when he's all like, yeah, I gotta pull one out for my homies, and he just like pours a 40 over this fence and there's like 4 dead bodies. Oh my god, I love that movie. Or even when they spoof Stand By Me in that, hey, y'all want to see a dead body? It's a dead Elvis impersonator with like shit smeared on his asshole because he was raped to death. It's not funny, but they just did whatever, man. I fucking anyway, yeah, CD, right? I love that movie. Message. I just I just love that line from Shawn Wayne's dad, who was who was younger than him. Oh no, it's like the when he first talking to Loke Dog, he's like, Loke Dog's all like, yeah man, I gotta go to school, I gotta go get a real job, like at a bank, man. And then he's all like, yeah man, we need more black brothers working in bank and finance. We need them working out their hard jobs. Yeah man, I'm work real hard. I'm starting off as a teller, work my way up to like assistant manager. Yeah man, we need brothers working in these high end positions, and I'm gonna rob that motherfucker blind. It was like so fucking funny, dude. I love Don't Be a Menace. Or still like the line where he's fighting his grandmother and she knocks him out. It's like, or he knocks her out and she goes, you still hit like a bitch. Or oh no, my personal favorite. For one, Bernie Mac has a great bit in that movie too. But there's a scene where like they go to church, and I love it because the preacher, and the preacher's up there and he's all like, we need to pull out the collection plate. I need you to put your hard-earned money into the collection plate, because I need to get, what is it? I need like, because I'm gonna need me a new car and a new suit. And like, don't ask no questions or whatever. I forget it up, but it's really funny. Like, it totally satirizes everything. Or like the guy's like, what is it, man? Like, hey man, you got directions tonight to Crenshaw, man. Yo, don't get get the fuck out of here. Yo, man, I'll suck your dick. What'd you say to me? I'll suck your dick, man. And then it just cuts over and he's like zipping up his flies. Like, all right, you want to go 2 blocks down and turn left on Crenshaw and go up to 45th. Thank you, man. The guy's like licking his fingers and shit. Like, oh my God. Anyway, I could talk about fucking Don't Be a Menace all night long. I love that movie. Let's see here. All right. You recently watched Gung Pao Fury Fist. I don't know that one. I don't know that one at all. I know Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is fantastic, because that was an Odenkirk thing. Am I excited for Coming to America 2? I am, actually, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Coming to America 2. I love Coming to America. It's I've watched that movie a bunch. And Eddie Murphy I've always loved Eddie Murphy. And I'm glad to see him coming back. So I'm just saying it's like it's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. Let's see here. I'll probably wrap this thing up here in a couple minutes. All right. Let's see. Is John Cena a movie star? No, because he doesn't star in any good movies. I mean, John Cena, I like John Cena, but he just he never plays like he never takes himself seriously, and I think that actually hurts him, to be honest with you. So, but anyway, the Wayne Brothers movie is Don't Be Menace, followed by Scary Movie. But there's also I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, which is really good. There's also White Chicks, which is hysterical. I don't know how anyone could hate White Chicks. It's so funny. But then they did Little Man, and that was the last movie, if I recall, that Keenan Ivory Wayans directed. And that was a long time ago. And no, like that movie was so bad. It was just like I know it was like a Looney Tunes cartoon. And then now Marlon Wayans is just doing these like haunted house spoof movies and shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? Jurassic World or Fallen Kingdom? Jurassic World for me, but I did enjoy Fallen Kingdom quite a bit. I'm looking forward to Dominion. What did I think of Cabin in the Woods? Oh, I love Cabin in the Woods. I loved Cabin in the Woods. What's really interesting about that movie is they shot it in 2009, but it didn't come to theaters until 2012. And that's wild, but I love Cabin. I think I have it on Blu-ray, but like I also love the Cloverfield reference in that movie because I'm a huge Cloverfield nut. So yeah. Little Man or Norbit? I'd rather watch Norbit, dude. At least it's Eddie Murphy playing a couple different roles, even though it's not a good movie. Little Man was just not funny. It just wasn't funny. Nothing about that movie was entertaining. But Norbit, at least they tried. You know, like they tried. It just still didn't work out very well. So, do I remember the movie Chain Reaction? What, with Keanu, fucking Rachel Weisz, and Morgan Freeman? I discovered cold fusion. Whoa. Yes, I like Chain Reaction. That was I want to say what, 98 or 99 on that one. I saw that one when it came out a couple times. That came out right around the same time as Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue in The Saint, which also had to deal with cold fusion, which is why I kind of merged them together. Could you do White Chicks today? Yeah, you could do White Chicks today. You totally could do White Chicks today, because that's not going to be something that's going to be even remotely like, no one's going to care about whiteface. You know what I mean? Like, you could do White Chicks today. Wouldn't be a problem. Let's see here. You think if the PPP gets renewed, theaters will reopen? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. You really hope theaters come back. You don't want them to be gone forever. No, they're not going to go away forever, dude. There's too much money at stake. But they are going to go into hibernation, and that sucks. Let's see here. They should have continued the Jason remake. It could have gone places like Halloween 2018. Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite enjoy, like, Jason's reboot in 2009. Like, there were some good moments in it. You know, there was. I just also thought it was kind of dumb that, like, it almost comes across like he was a pot farmer. Like, you know, it's more about, like, I feel like it was more about him protecting the pot farm than it was Camp Crystal Lake. You know what I mean? But it wasn't a terrible movie. I never saw the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Everyone told me it was terrible. I just never got around to watching it. Did I ever see the Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy? I did. Yeah. November 2003. I was working at the drive-in. It was a rainy night, and both of my bosses and we were so slow that night. We sat out in lawn chairs because it had stopped raining, but that didn't matter. People had already not come in. And we sat there and we watched the movie because we all were sitting there smoking cigarettes and drinking some beers. And we watched it, and while we were on the clock, by the way, because we get away with that there. And we liked it well enough, but it wasn't Pirates of the Caribbean. We were hyped for Haunted Mansion because Pirates of the Caribbean was so good. And we had just had Pirates of the Caribbean and Finding Nemo playing as a double feature for 11 weeks. When I say that I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean 65 times, I am not kidding you when I say that I've seen it 65 times. So I liked Haunted Mansion. Jennifer Tilly as like the mystic with her head in the crystal ball was kind of weird. And one of my friends actually did some of the animatronic work on that movie. So, you know, there's that. Let's see here. Who do I think is more attractive? Bryce Dallas Howard or Jessica Chastain? Definitely Bryce. Definitely Bryce. I I do think Bryce is very attractive. Jessica Chastain is not unattractive, but I like Bryce's softer features. I think she's just like, I don't know. And like, she just seems like more approachable. Chastain, I feel like you'd have to like get real drunk and then like just randomly bump into like, that's gonna, oh my God, Jessica Chastain, I love you in that movie. Fucking, oh God, it's the dinosaurs. You know, it's the one you in heels the whole time. She'll be like, no, that's Bryce Dallas Howard, and that was Jurassic World. Nah, you know the one I'm talking about. Like, there's a clown, I think you might have been in that one. I don't know. Which is the one where you kill Osama, right? And then you just fucking get hammered. And then she might laugh at that joke, and then you can work your way in. But for the most part, I think she's kind of a little stuck up. So, what's going on, Stone Mexican guy? How you doing? Yeah, that's what I said, right? I said Jennifer Tilly, didn't I? What did I say? Who did I say? That wasn't Jennifer Tilly? I thought I did say Jennifer Tilly. Is Anna de Armas the next breakout star? If her movies would ever come the fuck out. You know, but I'm pretty sure Affleck's enjoying lockdown, if you know what I mean. Little brown chicken, brown cow. Let's see here. They need to make that Jason versus Michael Myers movie. That'd be pretty cool. I love Freddy versus Jason, and I think they should have done Freddy versus Jason versus Ash 100%. Jennifer Lopez or Penelope Cruz, J-Lo, totally. Amy Adams or Ela Fisher. Oh, dude, that is not even fair. It's not even fair. It's not even fair. Because what are we talking about here? Are we talking like Ella Enchanted, Amy Adams? Are we talking Scooby-Doo, Isla Fisher? Are we talking like, you know, Confessions of a Shopaholic, Isla Fisher? Are we talking like American Made, Amy Adams? Like, you know, what are we talking about here, man? Are we talking Lois Lane, Amy Adams? I don't know. I'm probably gonna go with Ela Fisher just because of Scooby-Doo. So Anna de Armas is a movie star, but not The Rock. No, I said she's a next breakout movie star. She stars in movies. Yes, Borat is married to her. That's 100%. Batman 89 or Batman Begins? Batman 89, dude. Batman Begins is a... Well, no, you're talking about that one. I thought you said... Yeah, no, Batman Begins is the one I want. Let's see. Zoe or Anita, dude. Straight up Anita. I've seen Zoe in person and Anita in person. Anita called security on me. That was fun. So anyway, that was a long story. And that's not movie related. This was supposed to be about like, you know, people are going to come into this, like, I'm going to leave this stream up and people are going to be like, what in the hell? You know, I really, if anyone is, okay, I'm just going to say this right now. If anyone is watching this in the replay and you make it 53 minutes and 14 seconds into this, like, just press F in the comment section so I know that you don't have much of a life. I even put the word out. I put the links out to some friends of mine, and they didn't come back to me. So F these guys. But all right, yeah, I am gonna wrap it up here in a second because I got some other stuff to do. Okay, when do I think they'll release Black Adam? Black Adam will probably come out in 2023, Christmas 2023. But that's so long from now. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's that long, but it's definitely that long. Like, The Rock is going to move on, man. Like, at this point, I just think Black Adam's going to crash. It's just going to crash and burn. They should rush Black Adam through. They should rush Black Adam through. Nicole Kidman or Sandra Bullock? I'm going to go with Kidman. Was I a fan of Mad Max Fury Road? Yes, Comic Quarter, I was. And they just released the 4K of that, I think, which I need to go pick up too. I just those 4Ks are excellent, and I want to get more into physical media. I don't have the money for it. I just don't have the money, and I can't rent them either. I mean, you can rent a couple from like Redbox, but it's like older films. You know, it's just unfortunate. Did the boys get woke? No. How would the boys get woke? Like, no, when I said put F, it's like in the comment section, not the chat box. But no, seriously, I'm curious about this one, Jaro. What exactly about the boys would get woke? That's my question. So let's see here. David Ramsey said in an online fan panel that there is news coming in regards to his Green Lantern. Cool, man. I liked him in the show. I did. I liked Diggle quite a bit. So it'd be cool to see what they do with that one. Pulp Fiction or Death Proof? Pulp Fiction. I like Death Proof, but it's a slow burn. It's 100% a slow burn. So it takes a little bit longer to get there. So there's that. All right. Let's see. What should I say? What's going on here? Okay. Natalie Portman has been your celebrity crush since the 90s. Nice, man. Now, I mean, we're talking like Amidala and not like the professional, right? I just want to make abundantly clear which Natalie Portman we're talking about. You know, because the correct answer is the older one. Anyway, as I said, do you think BA will come out in 2 years after its original order date? I don't know, man. They should rush it in. I don't know when they're going to put Black Adam out. I don't know when they're going to do any of that. So, let's see. The Fandom Menace is saying it's going woke because of the intro, but I thought it was like, yeah, I know, man. Look, I'm not mocking you. I'm not fucking Fandom Menace. Jesus goddamn Christ. Here's the thing with that, okay? Here's the thing with that whole situation. I don't want to spoil the scene for people who haven't seen the scene. And I did talk about it a little bit earlier in this stream. But that scene is very poignant. It's one of the most interesting, provocative 2.5 minutes of a cold opening you would get in television because it accurately depicts the radicalization process of what happens to some of these people, especially in context with the world that is created at that point in time. When you feed someone nonsense for so long, they start to see nonsense. When you spread hatred and when you spread bigotry and you spread division, people start to see it because people will believe you and they start to witness it. It becomes it's called like the Raz, I think. I forget what it's called, but it's like the idea there is once you start looking for something, you start seeing it everywhere. And in this case, this particular person was actively spending more and more and more of his time involved in spending it online in these rooms, chatting with people, following those memes, believing the fake news. And then he saw something that he believed he was doing the right thing because he was so radicalized at that point, so desensitized at that point that he chose to strike in the way that he did, in order to, and if anything, cleanse what he deemed was a terrorist, what he deemed was a bad person. And, that's the thing, that kind of stuff happens. People believe this kind of crap. How do you get somebody to believe something? Repetition. How do you frame, it's like two truths and a lie, right? It's like you present something as like, yes, in this particular context, there are X coming over X. I don't want to say what it is. And, they're creating that fear, that narrative. We saw that here in this country. It's very, very relevant to the world around us. And if anyone from the Fandom Menace is running their fucking cock holster saying that it's like it's gone woke, they don't understand the politics of the show, for one. Two, they don't understand the reality of the world of which we live in. They don't understand the role that they play in this current scenario. And they're all a bunch of dumb, blistering, effing morons who all probably end up watching Commandant on BitChute, which at this point, a lot of left tubers have now been pointing out that is pretty much just doomcock. So yeah, F all that nonsense. Like if you are triggered by the opening 2 minutes of the last episode of The Boys, that is something about you and your lack of knowledge as to where we are right now in our world, your lack of understanding with how the media works and how you've been manipulated and everything else in the process. And they're all retarded. And I say this openly and with much fervor, retarded if they think otherwise. Sorry. What have they done to spank the left? Not much, but you don't always have to spank the left. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, I get the Fandom Menace is very negative and toxic. Very good storytelling, in my opinion. Love the intro and how it paralleled real life. It really shocked me and impacted me. Yeah, it did me too. I was sitting in bed last night and I'm just like watching it and I'm all like, I wonder what's going on here. And then it gets to the end of the cold open. I'm all like, oh shit. Because you could see that kind of crap happening. And I cover a lot of true crime. And I see things like that happening. The hunt was a shot at right-wingers. Actually, the hunt was a shot at the left. The right-wingers were the hero in that movie. So, debate PPP about what? The best way to spread my asshole and not get banned off of YouTube? Am I conservative? No. God, no. Oh, no, 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 no. I went to a Bernie rally earlier this year. I'm a Bernie bro. Not full on, but I do. He's my favorite politician, like 100%. So yeah, I'm left leaning as hell. You should watch The Boys. Yeah, you should watch The Boys. The media is very biased. Don't shill for CNN. Oh, here we go. Let's see. They need to realize that reeing at anyone reeing is still reeing. Yeah, 100%. What's going on, Hondo? How you doing, buddy? Let's see here. Would I live stream with Mecha Random? She would not live stream with me. I would not be kind. I would not be kind. It would not be fun for her. I would laugh. I would laugh hysterically. I would drink like 4 Red Bulls, like mainline them. You know what I mean? Like just hook them up to an IV, and it would just be nothing but me just like railing insults at her for an hour about nothing other than her terribly abhorrent, bigoted, discriminatory opinions and her behavior. Nothing about her gender or religion or faith or sexual orientation. I don't care about none of that stuff. But her opinions are garbage, and they deserve to be treated as such. What are my thoughts on Robert Meyer Burnett? Yeah, I like Robert Meyer Burnett, actually. I do. I like him quite a bit. I do like him quite a bit. Trump is my hero. It says, I am Donald Trump. Would I live stream with Doomcock? It would be the same thing, except I wouldn't. It would be the exact same thing. I would, if I stream with Doomcock, and I hope he finds this. I hope someone shows this to him. I would use every available moment to speak, to continuously blast the fact that he is a liar, that he puts out fake news, that he promotes division, that the entirety of his message is all about propagating this quote unquote culture war that he does in order to, I don't know. I want to say, at first I thought it was simply just make money until I saw the commandant. And I know that it's him. I firmly believe that it's him. And so when you start pushing a pro-fascist ideology and you use it as a way to own the left, and you do it by attacking a medium that people are going to be attracted to, you can see the dog whistle for the reality that it is. And that's precisely what that masked dipshit does constantly, is sow division in a fan base in order to further propagate whatever it is he is believing. And like I said, it's not money. He makes the money, sure, but it's not money. People like Geeks and Gamers and Mecha Random, they're useful idiots to people like Doomcock. Nerdrotic apparently got mad at me because I put out there that it was Doomcock who was the commandant, because if it comes out that that's the case, Nerdrotic, who has tied his entire online existence to being a fucking sidekick to that dipshit, means his own reality is then going to be called into effect. It's going to be called into question. Everything he's ever done. Because he doesn't come across as the kind of right-wing individual. He is, but he doesn't come across that way. They're all useful idiots to someone like Doomcock. They all propagate and echo what he says, which then drives more people to his message. And when you listen to him live or you go into his freaking Discord server, of which I've spoken with people who have, and they watch Commandant, they go, oh my God, it's the same guy, because it says the exact same things. That's the kind of stuff he talks about all the time. That's what I'm being told. And I would use every single moment of which I was allowed to speak, of which I had the microphone, the mantle, the mouthpiece, to constantly reverberate that opinion back to him. And anyone who would be willing to listen. 100%. I wouldn't even stop. You'd have to mute my fucking microphone before I would stop. That's how I feel about this. Because when you think about Star Wars and Star Trek and all the other fandoms that are out there, we should be really getting excited for these things. But when people come along and all they do is just make up stories, because that's what we see now. It's all made up stories, right? Even Mecha Random today got trolled by someone sending out a fake news story about Star Trek Lower Decks being canceled. And it literally spelled out fake news in a coded message. They will take any bait that is presented to them, because cognitive thought and cognitive theory and any kind of critical understanding of anything in this fucking world is 100% lost on those mouth-breathing mongoloids. They don't have any actual basis of understanding for not only how storytelling works, how the industry works, how anything of value is any bit propagated in our fucking world, and they run their mouth constantly over shit they know nothing the fuck about. And they all work within an echo chamber, and they all live inside this little bubble, and God, I would love it if someone would just pop that fucking bubble and reality would come crashing down like a fucking meteor. That would be hysterical to me. When I criticize the fandom menace, understand I hate the ideology that they fucking spew because it's not coming from any kind of place of any kind of true believerism, except with the exception of Doomcock. He's the one true believer. He's the one true believer. Everyone else is a fucking shill. It's a plant. They're just there to make fucking money. They don't care. They have no morals, no scruples, no values, and no entertainment value. Nothing they say is nutritional. Everything is empty calories, and it's all a fucking lie, and it's all fucking bullshit. And they will never come on a stream with me because, again, I would spend every fucking moment cramming it down their fucking throat so their audience sees them for the exact shills and shitty fucking cum rags that they actually fucking are. Sorry. Do I like anime? No, I'm not a big fan of that. Actually, I mean, I'm not against anime, but I'm not like 100% like, you know, I don't watch a lot of it. If you could recommend me so much stuff on Netflix, I'd check it out. Anyway, would I do a live stream with you, Anthony? We talk all the time on live streams, so there we go. Let's see here. Eric here says, I respect your opinions and thoughts. Should I be scared of this election? Is that normal thoughts? No, dude, you shouldn't be scared of an election, but this one I kind of understand. There's a lot of media hype around the election about where things are going to go. And look, I don't want to make this into a political thing. I've got other avenues for that. But, you know, vote your conscience is the best thing I could say. Vote your values, whatever they might be. They may differ from mine, but that's okay. You have a voice. I have a voice. We have a voice. Let's exercise it. So I'm very much pro-voting. And if you are scared of this election, ask yourself what makes you scared and then what you can do in order to not be scared. Anyway, let's see here. We got this covered equals the best source ever. What's funny is we got this covered called out Doomcock the other day as being notoriously unreliable. And I just went like, that's funny. That was great. Cowboy Bebop, I've seen the movie. Did I see Biden at the town hall? I did not, actually. Am I a fan of Pagey? I don't know who that is. Let's see here. Trump trying to start a civil war. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think there are people who support him who want a civil war, i.e. Tim Pool, but I don't think he's trying to start one. Let's see here. You're actually really pumped about this election. Incredibly intrigued as to which way this will lead. Yeah, I mean, me too. Me too. I think I'm just going to get like really fucking stoned on election night or something like that. All right. Robotech has a baby being tossed around the room. Forget what episode. Great anime if you love giant robots. Well, there we go. And I know Evangelion, Neon Genesis is coming to Blu-ray, I think, very soon. Hondo asks, is Hollywood coming to Texas? I keep hearing they can't function in California due to lockdowns. They're only going to go to Texas provided that the tax incentives are good. If there's no good tax incentives, they're not going to go to Texas. So the governor of Texas and the film board in Texas would have to really work together to provide solid incentives for them to go. And it's possible but they are probably going to be relocating to Georgia because Georgia has a lot of tax incentives and they've already got the infrastructure in place in Georgia to handle a large amount of productions. So let's see. We got this covered as saying Joker 2 will have multiple Jokers. Of course they are. Of course they are. Oh, Pagey is an Arrowverse YouTuber. Okay, I'm not a big into the Arrowverse, so I wouldn't know who he is. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Let's see. Your favorite movie quote is "I'm the census taker" with fava beans and a nice Chianti. I met a guy yesterday doing that. That I went out to his weekend home. And it was like, this is true. I had to go about 20 miles back into the mountains, right? Like cut through a mountain, like 20 miles of gravel road. And I finally get to this guy's driveway and it's like a gated long driveway. And it's really cool. It was like really cool. And I pull on up and like it had been locked before for the previous enumerator to go out there. So I caught the guy. And I go up there. He's very friendly. We start talking and he's like, oh, would you like something to drink for your drive out? Because I told him I had to go back. I had to go back like 45 miles and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. Like, sure, cool, thanks. So he gave me Powerade, which is very friendly of him. And we're talking for a second, and he's like, hey, do you want to come in my cabin? And I'm all like, no, I'm good. Thank you. I can't come in because of my job. Can't take off the mask and can't go in the cabin. And we're, all right, I get it. So we're talking for a second, and I'm like, this is really peaceful out here. Because it's like this really peaceful, like, plot of land. And it's just the cabin. There's like no TV, no cell reception. You're just literally middle of nowhere. And the guy just goes, yeah, it's really nice out here. It's really peaceful out here. You can make as much noise as you want and no one is going to hear you. Right? He said that to me. Now, he said it in a fun way, obviously, but my first thought was, I'm going to get the ever-loving hell out of here. Like, I bailed the hell out. He was a very nice guy, and clearly he didn't mean anything, but I got the hell out of there. Let's see here. Yeah, it's, if you look on my Twitter, if you scroll back a couple of days, I have it capped on there. I don't know the story specifically. It's something about Star Wars. So am I familiar with Liz Wonder? Yeah, she's the cosplayer, right? She was on Film Junkies vodka stream a couple weeks back, I think. So let's see here. Oh, the Hollywood is already in Austin. Yeah, that's true. You're right. That's very true. Is Watchmen 2019 worth it? 100%, dude. That show's great. Let's see here. That was creepy as fuck. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, he said it like that too. I don't think he realized how he said it, but he said it like that. And I literally just started kind of like walking back to my car. And I'm not kidding you. This guy could have like the driveway. If this guy would have had like, let's say an electric lock on his driveway, I wouldn't have been able to make it out before that gate shut because of how the distance, and it was like a hill and there were some curves and stuff. So like if that guy was like going to do anything to me, like I could have, yeah, that would have absolutely been it. And there was seriously no cell service out there. Not for another 14 miles. It was middle of nowhere. And I found out today that the census job is basically, I think, going to be over this week. It's probably going to be over for me tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm okay. I'm tired of almost dying. Let's see here. Marvel Studios can get Collider to promote their movies. No. Sounds like some real Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff. It was kind of. Yeah, it was. I mean, I've gone to some houses out there that are pretty interesting. Some that are very friendly. Some people that weren't so friendly. I had two people threaten violence on me the other day, and that was interesting. And there's but so far most people have been pretty cool. Washington's a pretty chill ass state. So, it's, it was interesting. I'm ready for the experience to be over though, because I want to get back to like watching movies and shit. I just haven't been. Got anything planned for Spooktober? No, I don't have anything horror wise. I mean, maybe looking through Netflix and seeing what they got horror wise. Maybe Hulu. I've got Netflix up right here on my computer. What's maybe, I don't know, I can review like Hoobie Halloween or whatever the fuck it is. Let's see here. Top 10 movies in the United States today. Number 1, American Murder. Number 2, The Outpost. Number 3, Enola Holmes. Yogi Bear is number 4. The Yogi Bear. Oh my goodness. Number 5 is Welcome to Sudden Death. Number 6 is Big Daddy. Number 7 is Colombiana. That's kind of a weird one. Number 8 is Vampires in the Bronx, which I actually want to see. And then number 9 is a Spanish film called Ají en Cargo. I can't speak Spanish. And then you've got number 10 is The Social Dilemma. But The Devil All the Time is already off of the top 10. Although it is still trending. Django Unchained is trending. Real Steel is trending. Real Steel was pretty good. Zodiac. Ooh, Zodiac. Casino Royale. Back to the Future. Troy. Wow, there's good movies on here. The Irishman. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So there's there's a lot of good stuff there. I haven't seen The Old Guard yet. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I should get in. Do you guys want me to start doing more like Netflix reviews? Just talk about movies I watch on Netflix? Because honestly, there's not much else going on. There's not. I don't mind doing the live streams and whatnot, but there's just not much else going on. So, what are the boonies like in Washington? Imagine like a movie where like they go to the forest and it's all kind of creepy. That's a lot of it. It's pretty cool out here. Like, it's not bad. There's some cool. I've been to some really cool places as a result of doing this stuff, and there's some places I really wanted to go explore, but I was on the job. I couldn't go explore. So, do I play VR? No. And maybe I'll get a PSVR one day, but because I got that one, that Counter-Strike knockoff, 0 Hour. What is that? What it's called? That was a free game. But I want to play it. I just haven't bought it yet. And with the PS5 coming out, I don't think I'm going to right away. Let's see here. Hulu has a lot of Blumhouse originals. Nice. Yeah. I like Blumhouse. I do. Let's see here. $3 theater for only $3 OnlyFans tier. I do want to do a meme version of OnlyFans. There's a play on words that I think would be really funny. I just need to buy the domain, and I don't know what I would do with it, to be honest with you. That's why I haven't bought it yet. I should just spend the money and buy it, like $10. But I honestly don't know what I would do with it. I think it's like really stupid, but it's funny. I'm not going to say what it is. I don't know when to go buy it. So basically their Blair Witch Project. Yeah, but that was like Jersey, I mean, but yeah, a lot of it's kind of like the Blair Witch Project. I haven't seen Utopia on Prime. I haven't watched Palm Springs yet, but I've heard good things about it. And I'm a big Andy Samberg fan. Let's see here. Alexandra Daddario, OnlyFans, or Kate Beckinsale. It'd be Alexandra. Am I a fan of Kung Fu movies? Yeah, I don't watch a lot of them, but I do like them. They're fun. They're a lot of fun because they're so over the top. They're hysterical. I love them. So I like that kind of stuff quite a bit. Let's see here. Okay. What do I think of Andy Samberg's Popstar? I actually never got around to watching Popstar. So I need to watch it though. I heard the soundtrack's amazing, and the trailer was really funny. Is that streaming anywhere right now? There's so much to watch. That's the thing. That's the problem, guys. Like, there's so much to watch, and it's like like that's where it's like if I'm going to dive into doing the reviews, and then I'm probably just going to end up doing the reviews, like, and I'll do these streams like occasionally, but it's like I could, it's difficult. It's difficult right now. I'm not really happy with YouTube at the moment, so I'm just kind of like looking for more fun things. Like, this has been fun. Even though it's turning into a really long stream that wasn't supposed to be that long. Pineapple Express or Knocked Up? Oh, straight up Pineapple Express. Do I think Hollywood should invest into drive-in again? Yeah, man, totally. Am I gonna watch? Hold on. Am I gonna watch NYCC this Thursday? I guess I'll check it out. Is there anything good that's gonna be there? I don't know. Is Batman really delayed? Yep, until 2022. Name 3 people that I wish had an OnlyFans. I mean, I'm never gonna pay for an OnlyFans. So I don't know. I mean, like Lauren Cohen would be one, I think. I like Lauren Cohen quite a bit. Amy Adams. I'm not gonna lie, I probably would choose Amy Adams. I always like, again, I have a thing for redheads. I'm trying to think of a third one. That's not gonna make me seem like a total weirdo. Don't worry, everything would be over the age of like 25 or older, I don't know, maybe like Jennifer Lawrence or something. I think Jennifer Lawrence is like gorgeous. So that's kind of about it, I guess. I don't know, man. Let's see here. Let's see. Ethan Ralph OnlyFans. No, I've already seen that. No, thank you. I've already seen that. No, thank you. What else we got here? Favorite vampire movie? Probably my favorite vampire movie is Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires. I just think it's so much fun. I've always loved that movie. I know everyone like Blade or like, Interview with the Vampire or Twilight if you're weird. But no, I always really liked vampires. Holly Berry, OnlyFans. Halle Berry, you mean? Yeah. Have I heard of the show called Evil on CBS? It's it's on Netflix now. It's on Netflix now. Will Wonder Woman 84 keep the Christmas Day release? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if everything else is getting pushed back, they're going to hold on to that, hoping. They're going to hope. But no. No, that thing's going back to at least June. I guess they're doing an online convention like San Diego did, but San Diego was pretty bad, so I'm just not even interested, really. Favorite slasher movie? Oh, man. Probably Scream. Scream was solid. It was really good. I also really like... Oh, man, there's some... what's another one that's really good? There's a lot of fun ones, that they're not entirely all scary, but there's some fun ones out there. I'm trying to think which ones I like, though. I don't know, man. That's a lot to ask me right now, but I'll go with Scream at the moment. It might change later on, though. Charbo prefers MILFs and Cougars. I kind of do, to be honest with you. I kind of do. What do we do in the shadows is the end all be all vampires movies. And I need to see that still, the movie and the show. Let's see. Have I watched Lovecraft Country or Raised by Wolves? I've seen the first episode of Lovecraft Country. Liked it. Haven't seen Raised by Wolves yet. I need to watch that. Favorite action film is probably Die Hard. I think that is the best action movie ever made, the best adventure movie ever made, and my personal all-time favorite movie is Raiders. Should Underworld series get a reboot or a spinoff? I would say get a spinoff at this point. Like, you've got 5 movies, whether you like Kate Beckinsale in the role and as Selena or not, whatever, man. You've already got the established canon. Don't go back and fuck it up with a reboot. We don't need another Romeo and Juliet knockoff. All right. Like, continue the franchise going. Let's see here. Any guesses as to the premise of Spider-Man 3 based on Jamie Foxx? It's going to tie into Multiverse of Madness, I think. Alexis Fox, isn't she a porn star? See, now I'm going to Google this. Let's see. Yeah, she's a porn star. Oh, she's 45. Oh, yeah, I've seen her before. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. I'm like, now I recognize her. No real reason. Favorite horror remake? The Crazies. I love the 2010 Crazies. I love that movie. The Grudge or The Ring? The Ring, dude. Are we talking, well, we're not talking like Ringu or Ju-on, so obviously we're talking about the American versions. The Grudge was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. The Ring was okay. Not my favorite, but it was better than The Grudge. I haven't seen Umbrella Academy, so I'm going to go with The Boys. How in the hell did Pete Davidson get Kate Beckinsale? I don't know, man. I think the dude's got probably he was like, she's in her mid 40s and he's like in his early 20s. And every guy ever is like, wait, what? Let's see here. Mark Hamill or Heath Ledger? What is the Joker? I mean, obviously the answer, like, they're two different things. Like, it's animated or live action. And they're both the best at their craft in the format that they're in. Do I think movies will continue to be pushed back further to 2022? I do, actually. I really do. I haven't heard if this has been confirmed that Wanda will create the multiverse in WandaVision and that Spider-Man 3 will deal with the results. I haven't heard that, but I'm not against it. Let's see here. All right. Pete Davidson getting Kate Beckinsale is also most as bad as Jermaine Dupri getting Janet Jackson. Yeah. Oh, I actually have a Lisa Ann story, by the way. No, not Lisa Ann, Julia Ann. I have a Julia Ann story. When I was at E3 2003, I went to the Spearmint Rhino on our last night there, which is a strip club. and Julia Ann was performing on stage that night. And as soon as we got to the club, a friend of mine who like had never been to a strip club before, and I'm telling him, like, as a person who knows strip clubs, I'm like, dude, don't get a lap dance from like the first girl that asks you for a dance. All right. Like you gotta scope it out a bit. You gotta hang back. You gotta see what's going on. You get, like, don't go blow all your money right away. That didn't happen. The first girl came up to him. He was on his way, well, actually, no, that's not true. So we're at the ATM because I told him, I'm like, second rule is never use the ATM at the club. And he broke that rule right off the bat. And then as he was at the ATM, this Israeli woman, she was a dancer, runs up and I'm not kidding. She goes like, la, 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 la. And we turn and she just grabs him by the crotch. She just wholeheartedly grabs his twig and berries. And she's like, you want to go to the back to dance, huh? You want to go in the back? You want to fuck? You want to fuck? You want to go in the back? You want to fuck? You want to go back to dance? You want to fuck? Right. And he doesn't know, like, he was a virgin at the time. And he's like, I don't know. He doesn't know what to do. And then I'm like, no, we're good. Thank you. And I'm all like, those are the ones you got to watch out for, because she's got no boundaries, which might actually be fun. Now that I'm older, I'm like, maybe I missed out on a good time. But anyway, like he runs off and he's with this girl for like 45 fucking minutes. I have no idea like how, I don't know. I don't get it. So anyway, I'm alone and I end up sitting at the tip rail and I'm there for both of Julia Ann's performances. And the first time around, she did this like hot wax thing, right? This hot wax show. She like performed and then she like dipped hot wax on her or dripped it on her. And then she'd like use lotion and like rubbed herself off. And then she's like, I need somebody to like rub off my boobs. Right. And she's like, who here can rub off my boobs? And I'm like, me. Cause I looked pathetic enough because she came over and she's like, you look okay. So she's like, put your hands out. And I'm like, okay. So I put my hands out and she puts a towel over my hands. And then she just like rubs her boobs on my hands while I apparently am wiping this lotion off of her boobs. And I was like, oh, I'm touching a porn star's boobs. Holy shit. And like, I'm boldly been where like any dude with a camera has ever been before. And then she did another set like about an hour later. And again, he hadn't come out. And that time she did this, like, it was a lotion dance, but she had like a wife beater and she like tore the wife beater and she was like, who here wants the wife beater? And apparently again, I just had that like pathetic looking face, and she's like, you want it? And I'm all like, yeah. No answer. Just like, yeah. She's like, here you go. So I was like both of her interactions for that night. And it's kind of a weird night, but that's my Julia Ann story. I don't know why she chose me, why she decided to hone in on me. What about me? 2003, 21-year-old Matt, looking, not even fly for a strip club in Los Angeles, just, hanging out, doing a thing. Yeah, that was my night. That was a fun night. Who wins in a fight, Buffy or Wonder Woman? Probably Wonder Woman. What did I think of Paul 2011? I like Paul. That was good. Technically the towel. Okay. Well, fine. Whatever, dude. If you want to like split hairs over whether or not I was drying off her boobs, fine. I held the towel. My hands were the towel rack. They were animate objects that were in that moment very inanimate because they were kind of frozen in fear. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm touching this woman's boob. Whatever, dude. Why you got to be shitting on my parade? Why you got to be cramping my old story from like 17 years ago where like I touched a porn star's boobs through a towel. You ever touch a porn star's boobs at all? I don't think so. Because why would you ever be in a position to actually do it? I mean, that's kind of weird in general, right? Like I'm just saying, even now thinking about that, it's like, wow, how did I get there? Well, via taxi cab for one, but still, how did I end up there in that specific night? All right. So she wanted a Charbo John. Apparently she was giving a lap dance later on. Right. And like, I should have gone and done that. That one. Do I think we'll ever get the Crow remake? I don't think so. At this point. I haven't seen Primal yet, but I've heard really good things about it. Really, Brandy Love is a staunch Trump supporter. Wow. I do like Brandy Love, though. And I feel really weird talking about the fact that I know who a lot of these porn stars are. So there's that. Was not expecting it to go down that direction. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, guys, an hour and a half. I have got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to wrap this thing up. As always, it is a blast talking to you guys twice today. 2 live streams today. It's a lot of fun. For those of you, I've seen some people coming over who would normally go to Boulder Talk, and I'm taking a couple of days off of that right now. There's some stuff happening. I'm just not digging. I'm just going to kind of back off a little bit. And yeah, so we'll talk again soon. Have yourself a great night, everybody. I'll probably be back on tomorrow afternoon with like whatever news is breaking for the day. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in. All right, peace.